Just a few months after the Filipino people ousted dictator Ferdinand Marcos, a child was born, abandoned yet destined for greatness. On September 3, 1986, in the quiet town of Haro, Iloilo, a newborn infant was found in the parish church of Haro. The church announced and informed everyone of the abandoned infant. It was even published in the newspapers, but no one claimed the infant. It was Edgardo Militar who found the child. He then passed on care and custody to his relatives, Emiliano Militar, and his wife, who took care and custody of the child. They registered the infant as a foundling. A foundling is an infant that has been abandoned by its parents. It is discovered and cared for by others. She was issued both a foundling certificate and a certificate of live birth, and was given the name Mary Grace Natividad Contreras Militar. It was here that she began her extraordinary journey. Left in the care of strangers, she was given a name that would one day echo across the nation. The Philippines just suffered its first major economic crisis because of a ramp-up on loan-funded government spending. The socio-economic conditions during that time was not the best, and families like the adoptive parents of Grace, who were not well off, suffered. Thinking what was best for Grace, they decided it would be better if the child was in the care of Tessie Valencia, an unmarried, childless heir of a sugar baron from Bacolod, Negros Occidental. What unfolded next would drastically alter the course of her life. Tessie was a big fan of Jesusa Sonora Poe, or much better known as Susan Roces. She was a notable figure in the film industry. She was married to Ronald Allen Kelly Poe, famously recognized as Fernando Poe, also a beloved movie star in the Philippines. They were newlyweds at that time. Tessie was such a big fan of Susan that she would fly to the capital city, Manila, to follow her. It was during these trips that Susan and Tessie became friends. During these visits, Tessie stayed with the Poes along with Grace. As time went by, the Poes took Grace in after Valencia decided the baby would be better off with two parents in the Philippines rather than with her as a single parent in the United States, where she was moving to. The couples warmly welcomed Grace into their family and successfully petitioned for her adoption. Growing up, Grace witnessed the world of Filipino cinema from behind the scenes as she observed her father at work. She even played minor roles in some of his films. However, Grace ultimately chose not to pursue a career in show business. She started studying at the University of the Philippines, where she majored in development studies before transferring to Boston College in the United States. She graduated with a degree in political science, and it was during her time at university that her interest in politics further developed, as evidenced by her internship for Bill Weld's political campaign. Meanwhile, Grace Poe's father ran for presidency in the Philippines. This decision surprised many as he was a highly acclaimed actor with no prior political experience. The election was plagued by allegations of electoral fraud and irregularities, specifically accusations of vote buying and manipulation. Unexpectedly, his father suffered a stroke. He was rushed to the hospital, which prompted Grace to return to the Philippines. Sadly, he died before she could get to the hospital. She and her family decided to return permanently to the Philippines. Grace began her political career when she was appointed as the chairperson of the Movie Television Review and Classification Board. In 2013, she answered the call to public service, running for a seat in the Philippine Senate. Against all odds, Greece emerged victorious, becoming a senator. She secured a landslide victory, topping the senatorial race. As Grace Poe sets her sights on the highest office in the land, her journey takes an unexpected turn. Her status as a foundling becomes a point of contention, igniting a national debate about citizenship and belonging. Legal experts and politicians are divided. Some argue that Poe's unknown parentage disqualifies her, citing the need for certainty in the lineage of the country's leader. Others champion her cause, pointing to international legal principles that favor the rights of foundlings and advocate for a presumption of natural-born citizenship based on her discovery within Philippine territory. The very foundation of her identity is questioned, forcing Greece to confront her past in the public eye. Ultimately, the Supreme Court ruled in favor of Greece, paving the way for her to run for president. The nation holds its breath as the foundling, her citizenship affirmed, stands poised to potentially lead the Philippines. The presidential elections was a dead heat race. Despite a hard-fought campaign, Grace Poe falls short of victory. Rodrigo Duterte emerges as the victor. Though she did not become president, Grace Poe's legacy is far from over. She returns to the Senate, continuing her work as a legislator, championing policies that benefit the Filipino people. Her journey, one of resilience and unwavering dedication, serves as an inspiration to countless individuals, proving that even a foundling can rise to the heights of political power and leave an indelible mark on the nation's history.